Hello everybody, my name is Deku, and welcome to MILGRAM Trial 2. It's taken, what, a month? 2 months to get to Trial 2? This means by the end of the year, we will be done with MILGRAM. I want to first start off, as always, by thanking the patrons. Look right there, right? I keep pointing over fucking here. Over there. Right there. See that one? See the cool one right here? Where it says Yui Izumi and maybe someone else if they paid. That they're going to be right there. That's the paid members. And then the scrolling Star Wars text, that's for the rest of the patrons that are free, because no matter if you join for free or you pay, you get your name listed. Also, fun fact, if you become a member on YouTube and on Patreon, you get your name twice. Fair's fair. You get your name twice. So, yeah, that's that over there. If you wanna like, you know, support me, help get a new camera and all this other stuff. You really like MILGRAM and all that other things. That's really cool over there. Thank you so much. I'll talk about more of that at the end and obviously in the outro as well. But anyway, I am very excited for this. What we're going to do today is we're going to skip Song of Prisoners. And then we're going to skip the voice trailer, because I don't want to go through both of those again. Because those are just trailers, and I don't want to watch those, because we'll get to them anyway, and I want to see my reaction to them whenever they first come up. Negative 273.15 degrees Celsius. Isn't that's far below freezing? But what? Gosh, is that the temperature of liquid nitrogen or dry ice? One, the two. I think that has to be. That has to be. Anyway, we're going to go, for today, we're going to only do beginning of the second trial. And then we'll do Haruka next. And then we'll do Yuno, and then so on and so forth. So, if I do these bi-weekly, or not bi-weekly, 2 times a week, that would mean that by the end of May, we will have finished Trial 2. Because now I know how to properly do this. I know how to space them out. I know how to go about it. You guys really like me doing one character a video. Like overwhelmingly, most of you wanted me to do one a video, right? Even though they're duos, you wanted me to do one a video, so that I can go as in depth as I can into them and not like skimp over anything. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take that even further. I'm going to do a second trial commencement just for today. That's all we're doing. And then next time we're going to do Haruka voice drama, and then his second music video. Anyway, let's get started, shall we?
Yeah. おはようエース。よーく眠ってたみたいだな。そう、お前が起きたってことは第二審の始まりだ。寝てる間にたくさんのことが起きたんだぜ。
How much time has passed?
なかなかに面白いぜ。まあ、一つ一つ説明しようか。まず第一審終了後、それぞれに下した許す許さないの判決に応じて
In accordance whether you found them innocent or guilty. Which again is the whole thing. Which is the whole thing of 2 months ago. God damn. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Which again is the whole thing, is that it's not innocent or guilty, as in you did or did not commit the crime. It's forgive or do not forgive.
囚人には処置を下した。許した囚人に対しては思想の自由を、許さなかった囚人には思想の否定と第一段階の身体的拘束を。
Oh, wow. Okay. So is that saying that prisoners that are left and are given forgive are actually given more freedom, but those that aren't are slowly being restrained and slowly being hurt until death?
まあ、わかりやすく言うと、一審終了期間から今まで許した
Spent
や
the
つは
time from the end of the first trial till now in relative ease and
自
freedom.
由にのびのび過ごして許さなかったや
Those
つ
who
は
were chosen as guilty lived a much more, shall we say, restricted
過
existence.
ごしてもら
Well,
ったっ
they
て
do wear straitjackets.
感じ。あ？なんでそんなことをするかって？奴らは人殺しだ。そして奴らは人生の結果。
The fact having committed murder in their lives is a direct result from thoughts each espoused in their individual environment.
として人殺しを
That is true. That is very true. I'm glad that it's touching on that it is caused by the conditions that they exist in.
行ったが、それは各々の持つ思想や環境の行き着く先だ。ミルグラムはそれらを肯定し否定
Rejects
し、
these thoughts in order to systemically confirm whether a judgment was correct. Wait, what? Hold on. Say that one more time.
そして奴らは人生の結果として人殺しを行ったが、それは各々の持つ思想や環境の行き着く先だ。ミルグラムはそれらを肯定し、
Yeah, fucking fascist.
否定し、段階的にお前の
I guess it does say innocent or guilty on the card, so I guess that is technically the thing you would say, but not in the way that they did or did not do it, but if they are innocent and, forgivable, or if they're guilty and unforgivable.
判断が正しいか確かめるんだよ。よって、
Actions of
それぞ
prisoner
れの思
changed in
想の
accordance
肯
with
定
their
否定
thoughts,
により囚人の行動は変わ
affirmed
る。
or
それ
rejected.
により監獄内の状況は変化
And
して
the
いる。
prison have changed.
ああ、今までのようなお前と囚人の関係だけではない。囚人同士の関係も大いにこじれてるぜ。
Complicated.
それがミルグラム第2審さ。さあ、そんな感じでお前が下した判
We
決が
enlighten you
招
on
い
the
た出来
events
事を
born out of
説
your
明しようか。
judgments.
囚人番号1番、桜井遥。お前
Oh. Wow. Oh my gosh. Do you know how Haruka was said to have been really close with the girls? I bet that's where the hairpins come from. Also, by the way, speaking of hair, check out my fucking hair today, dog. Look at this shit. Look at these glorious locks. Wow, look at that whoosh. But man, I love that design. Oh, he looks so good.
お前が許したことにより、奴の思想は肯定された。許されたことにより、奴
Furthered
は
his self-affirmation and locked his desire to be dominated.
自己肯定感の向上、非支配欲求の解禁がされている。結果、囚
He
人
forced a codependency with prisoner number 4, Mu Kusunoki. Wow. Okay, because at first it was everyone was kind of independent, but now that the second trial has begun, now there's complications and relationships between all of them, huh?
番号4番、楠木ムーとの依存関係が成立している。まあ簡単に
To
言うと、
say since his actions were accepted, he's getting carried away.
自分の行いが受け入れられて調子乗ってて、4番とイチャイチャして。見てらんねえな。
Well, are you? So they may quite literally be dominated. That is so funny. This fucking kinky bastard. Are they doing it out in the open?
番号2番、貸木優乃。お前
Oh wow, look at her.
お前が許したことによ
And you can see their dispositions have changed as well because they've been given innocent too. Like, Haruka very clearly is smiling more. He's not as reserved, clearly. But I'm also curious as to how his mental disability plays into the codependency and what it means for Dominated and his codependency on Mu and the like.
り奴の思想は肯定
Who's Mu? No, it's okay. Other one. Alright, yeah.
された許された
Which is very interesting because remember that Haruka's whole thing is that it has to do with pets or was tied to a pet in some shape or form, and now I bet he's being treated like a pet in a way. Or was wanting to be, aka dominated.
ことにより奴は社会的なコミュニケーションを放棄したミルグラム自体に対してもだいぶ冷めてるみたいだな、あれが本当の貸し切湯のってところかね。ドライで合理的植物的でリアリストあいつと対話するのはなかなか骨が折れるんじゃ
Interesting. So that does kind of lead credence to the idea that whatever she did was not just abortion, but it was child death, possibly, because of cold, logical, practical, and the like that were, you know, it's a practical thing just to, you know, get rid if they can't take care of it.
じゃねえか
In
ち
their
なみに
mind.
俺様ああいう冷めた女大好き囚人番号3番梶山風太
Holy fucking shit! What happened to you? What did you lose an eye? His ideas were
お前が
rejected.
許さなかったことにより奴の思想は否定された許されなかった
He
こ
was
と
found
により
guilty. He's tormented, engulfed with anxiety.
奴は強大な不安感に苛まれているガックガク
Taking
の
in his boots, I'd say.
ブ
So
ブルだなお
amusing.
もろまあこいつに
Well, I guess with regards to him, there are more, shall we say,
て
pressing
は
matters.
それよりも大変なことがあるな囚人番号10番
Because
コ
of
ト
because you found prisoner number 10, Kotoko, innocent.
コをお前が許したことによりフータはコトコに
She attacked Fuda. Wow. Holy shit.
襲撃されたぜ死刑ってやつだなまあ安心しなお前が囚人番号7番
Thanks to you judging prisoner number Kazui as innocent, Fuda was protected, albeit just barely. Interesting. Kazui, huh? Kazui came in. Interesting. Now I forget if Kazui is the... Okay, yeah, he's the oldest one. He's not the doctor. That's Shido. But very, very interesting. Because it's also seeming that those who were deemed innocent also play a role as well, because if they had been deemed guilty, they might not have been able to intervene.
許していたおかげでギリギリ守られた命に別状はねえ程度だただまあ判決の結果もあって心身ともにボロボロだわな
He's in his body and soul.
囚人番号4番楠木ムーお前が許したことにより
Oh, wow, she has jewelry now. Very bougie. Not bourgeoisie, well, technically. Well, depends on where her family was in real life. Or outside the prison. But interesting that now she has earrings and her look and everything. She's very much more comfortable. Her ideas were affirmed. Yes, because she's viewed innocent. It's very poetic saying her ideas were affirmed. Right? Very, very poetic, very like doctoral and dictoral in a way. But it basically just saying that you're telling her that she's right in her actions.
許されたことにより
She's gone back to her real innate disposition.
奴は生来の気質を取り戻している異常な環境
Which
で
is
の
to say she's been able to free her real character, which has previously been suppressed by fear and anxiety of a rather peculiar environment.
恐怖と不安によって
Which was one of the things I had predicted was that she was acting very strange.
顕在化していた本質を解放できたわけだそれが囚人番号
I guess
1番
that's what caused her to come together with prisoner number 1, Haruka.
はるかと結びついたってわけだな
Let me guess, her normal disposition is usually kind of being maybe a little bratty, maybe being a little like high and mighty, maybe being a little, well, bougie in her attitude.
需要と供給女王と奴隷まあ俺様先約がいる女に興味ないしどうでもいいけどね囚人番号5番桐崎指導
Oh, he hasn't really changed at all. His hairstyle didn't change at all. Well, actually, just a little bit.
許したことにより奴の思想は肯定された許されたことにより
He's smiling too.
自分の存在に迷いが生じ
His
て
own existence. Yeah, that makes
許
sense.
されたくねえっつってたもんな意地悪だなお前しかし奴は肯定され身体的な自由が確保されていることで医療行為を行われた
That makes
負傷
sense.
したフータマヒルの治療は
He's the one that treated the wounded Futa and Mahiru. So I'm curious as to how the guilty verdicts actually... Did the prison themselves punish them? Or was it just more like, oh, you are restricted, the rest are free, and because you deem them innocent, now they are going against each other and inflicting punishment onto each other, such as with Kotoko?
はこいつの行動だ特にマヒルはこいつがいなきゃ死んでたな皮肉にも生きたくないこいつが生きているせいで死ななくて済んでいる奴がいる混乱してんだろうなウケる囚人番号6番椎名真昼お前
Holy shit! The fuck happened?
が許さなかったことにより奴の思想は否定された許されなかったこと
She was found guilty. She's lost the raison d'etre of her own existence.
より奴は自身の存在意義を失っている意気消沈
Her dejection is something to be sure. Dear, oh dear.
プリが凄まじいねやれやれあとは見ての通り
Also, as you can see, she's been battered from Kotoko's attacks. Oh, fuck.
男に襲撃されてボロボロだ指導の治療がなきゃ完璧に死んでるロストだこれ以上なんかりゃ
But yeah, I definitely, again, Kotoko, it seems more like a bully. Because remember, that was the two things that I had. The two ideas I had was, is she actually doing vigilante justice for good? Or is she just doing it for a sense of power?
間違いなく死ぬどうするかはお前次第だがね囚人番号7番向原和井
Oh my god. Look at him. Oh my god. I want to give him a kiss. I want to give him a kiss. You know, usually I'm not into older guys, but like, whew, that's my bottom boy right there. That's my boy.
お前が許したことにより奴の思想は肯定された許されたことにより奴の変化は表面上はわからんなあんまり変わらんように見えるがね奴の中身まで届いていないかしかしこいつは身体的な自由が確保されていることでコトコの襲撃からフータを守護できたわけだ
So that means that those that were deemed guilty were literally restrained. Quite literally restrained. Their freedom was rejected. And then the other ones were free to roam around even more so than usual.
筋肉って偉大だななんで真昼じゃなかったのかね俺様ならあっちを守るが美人だし
So look her after all.
囚人番号8番百瀬天音
Holy fucking shit! What happened? What happened to you? Oh my god!
が許さなかったことにより奴の思想は否定された許されなかった
Because she was found guilty. Oh, well, that's a dangerous game. I'd say you may end up catching a tiger by the tail. And her, yeah, that was my thing that immediately I was thinking of it because of the fact that she was deemed as guilty, that like she was starting to rethink things or even became manic, right?
かったことによりやべえやべえ、これはお前虎の尾を踏んだんじゃねえか。あれはもはや百瀬天音ではないな、もっと大きな何
There isn't even really Amane Momose anymore. You're making something much
かを
bigger.
引きずり出したぞ。あと特筆すべきは指導を完全に敵視しているな。おそらくあいつの
My
行為が
guess is that his actions were maddening to Amane, pushing all sorts of buttons. Ah, yes, because he was helping people and preventing the natural process of things. Because that was one of the things that I had theorized, and a lot of the people in the comments were talking about, was that possibly that the cult that Amane was in, because I had theorized it was a cult, was one of those things where like the non-believers in medicine and the like, and it's just God's will. So interesting.
が天音にとっての地雷だったんだろうよ。まあ俺様は大抵予想がついてるが、それをやめさせるかどうかもお前次第だ。囚人番号9番茅野美琴。
Hold it, what the fuck? Dude, did he get attacked by Kotoko too?
ことにより奴の思想は否定された。なんだ
However, we have a problem. Milgram's control didn't seem to work on
事
him.
態だ。ミルグラムによる拘束が奴には通用しなかった。つまり
That is to say, he got a case of multiple identity disorder. Yes,
奴
the
は
ID.
モノホンの多重人格者ってわけだ。わかんない？ミルグラムが囚人として連れてきたのはあくまで主人格の茅野美琴。ミルグラムは別人格。
Milgram was not able to account for the soul of his other identity as a separate prisoner, so has not been able to administer the proper punishment as it should have.
の魂を正規の囚人としてカウントできず、本来与えるべき制限を付与できていない。なんだよ。
Don't judge me so harshly. I've been doing this for a long time, but there's a first time for everything. Yeah, that's the thing. These are the first shit for Milgram that the first time that you're shown, you have to be shown at least one exception.
長いことやってるけどこんなの初めてってやつだし、俺様たちもてんやわんやさ。ま、今後のサービスの改善の参考にさせてもらうわ。よってやつはこの期間全くの違い方権アンチェイン。襲撃に来たことこと大立ち回り互角の
Had a real dogfight. They were evenly matched, and he's completely fine and intact. Interesting, because he wasn't fully restrained. He was attacked regardless. Also, the whole thing with Kotoko attacking really does play into the whole like wolf thing or like attack dog.
して全くの無傷だった。今は暴れてすっきりしたのか主人格みたいだぜ。やれやれ。囚人番号10番譲り派ことこ。お前が許し
She really does look like a police guard.
したことにより奴の思想は肯定された。思想肯定により、つうかお前の共闘宣言により、奴はこの期間で
She took this time to attack the prisoners you judged as
お前が許さなかっ
guilty.
た囚人の襲撃を行った。大公社のつもりのようだぜ。素敵なお仲間のことで。コトコに襲撃されたのは3人。囚人番号9番茅野美琴、互角の戦いを繰り広げ引き分け。次に囚人番号6番椎名真昼、重傷だ。指導がいなきゃ死んでたな。最後に囚人番号3番梶山風太、和井に守られて軽傷だ。お前が許さなかったやつの上から順に3人ってとこかね。美琴と和井との連続戦闘で消費したか、あるいはこの期間では3人が
Maximum possible in this time frame.
限界か。まあどっちにしろとんでもない囚人だ。もちろんミルグラムやってりゃ今までも囚人同士の人情沙汰は珍しくないんだが、ここまで思想的でアグレッシブなやつは見たことがないね。いやいや、お前ら茅野美琴といい引き悪すぎだな。あるいは良すぎなのかな。さて
I wonder if S's design is going to change.
以
Or if
上
they're
が
gonna
第
stay
一審後
stagnant.
に起きたあれこれってとこ。ちなみにお前が起きてからは囚人同士の戦闘は禁止させてもらう。 ミルグラムを続行させる
This
ため
really
には
does remind me, I'm pretty sure, of the real life MILGRAM experiment, where like the prisoners were left to their own devices.
もな。だから一旦は安心しな。だからよ、次に派手なことが起こるとしたら、二審が終わった後だ。どうなるか覚悟して判決を下すんだな。そういうことだ。ミルグラムは感性、道徳、倫理、法律。
Do remember, MILGRAM allows for sensibility, morality, ethics, legality, preference, taste, or sexual inclinations as the basis.
思考、性癖、いずれを基準にして
Sense, moral, ethics, law, interest, taste, habit, intuition, and experience.
お前らは第一審をその通りにやってくれた。感謝してるよ。そして第二審を迎えた今、お前の脳には新たに別の判断基準が現れた。
I don't really know what I was expecting for the punishments that they were going to be caused or what they were going to do. Right? I don't really know what I expected. Right? I don't. But does this also mean that now that the trial 2 has begun, that now they're all free and now the punishments are over? Which the punishments are not what I expected. I expected them to be much more hands-on, but no, it's just kind of like consequence in a way, right? Whatever happens, happens to them, and that's their punishment. But to those with freedom, the lack of consequence is their reward for being innocent, which is very interesting. It's not one of those things of recognition, but rather being ignored, which obviously the intention behind that is very telling.
囚人個人への思い入れが生まれている。こっちを許せばあっちが危険かもしれない。そっちを許さなければあっちが思わぬ方向に行くかもしれない。
Yeah. Like, you could possibly say Kotoko as guilty just to put her away, right? Because now the whole thing is it's like a chess game, right? Now you're not just judging them on actions, but their relationships between prisoners as well, which makes it entirely more complicated because there's going to be some people who judge purely on the relationships in the current circumstance. Then there's going to be those who judge purely on their crimes as, was the original purpose. And then some do both. Some do neither.
お前らは自分の価値観に従って正しく許す、許さないを決められるのか？難しいよな。難しいんだよ。罪って難しいんだよ。罰って難しいんだよ。分かってる。でもな、その先の決断にこそ俺様が求めているものがあるんだよ。悪いな。熱くなっちまった。どちらにせよ期待してるぜ。
I just want to mention that screen is small as fuck. Jackalop's only about this high, and S has to. I bet they're like.
ミルグラム第二審開始だ。
Okay. Before we end the video, because I've already talked about all my thoughts there, I want to skip ahead to Haruka's second voice drama. Oh my fucking god. There is new art for S, but we didn't see that before. But now it's not just the stills from before, it's like entirely new. Wow. Second trial interrogation. Interesting. And now there's even more stuff in between. And also now I understand why this is negative 273, because one, very, very cold, and probably tied to an element that is very cold at that level. Or it actually, I don't think that's absolute zero. I don't think so. Probably not. But actually, yeah, because if I remember correctly, like Absolute Zero, it's more theoretical than anything, and it's fucking crazy cold. Um, but yeah, interesting. Now I understand why. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Obviously, one of the things I like to do with these reactions is I like to go and give my thoughts as I'm doing it so that I don't have to like recap and do like a thesis at the end of the video. So, you've already heard all my thoughts. I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited to see where the rest of this goes. Next time, we're going to go to Haruka and we're going to see how, quite literally, a weak mint of Haruka, quite meaning like a weak forged, minting, not mint as in the plant, changes and goes through metamorphosis. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to the patrons. Thank you to the paid tiers. And if you wish to support me, you can do so down below. There is links to everything from Cash App to YouTube memberships to Patreon, everything along those lines. And you get shout outs. There's exclusive stuff for the members that are paid. But no matter what tier you actually get paid, you get the same amount of stuff that everyone else gets, except for at one tier you get something else because just to kind of make sure that people don't abuse that by spending very little and then still getting that, and the like. But yeah, if you want to do that, go over there and do that. There's stuff like Patreon is up to 50% off for yearly, meaning it's actually it's cheaper for you to, I think for most of the point, it's actually cheaper to get the yearly subscription than to do it monthly for even like 3 months. I think is what the math was on that. And yeah, I know I did it on purpose because I know that some people don't have the means and money to spend that much, but would want to be a patron for that much or for that long, and the like. So there's that. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Thank you to the members of the Ultimate Fleet, aka the YouTube members and patrons. Saline, Peachy Bun, Sleepy Sheepy, Lola Bartzal, Finch R, Emanelli, Bell, Lily McMillan, Henri, Shira, Angel313, Andrew Ortega, Ariana Henry, Yoan, Test, Helen, Miles Morales, Buglarka Bagi, Moonze W, On You, Lind, the Vocaloid Nerd ARG, Distar Period, AT Period, Yui Izumi, Leia, Chocobo/Chris, Annie, Xinguan, Number 1 Ash Bradley fan, Michaela Malone, Gondala, Ellen Levens, Mealy, Sin Amon Klein CEO, and Ori. And a very special thank you to the paid tiers, starting with the YouTube members. Fresh Pirates, Yui Izumi. If you wish to support me, you can do so by becoming a member through the links in the description down below. You are all a part of the crew, but only some of you can achieve ultimate status. But then again, you've already heard the outro of this video. If you wish to see your name listed at the end of every video and hear it and see it with the rest of the members of your same tier, regardless if it's on YouTube or on Patreon, you can do so through those links. Thank you.